You don't need 50,000 subscribers on an email list to make really good money. In fact, you can make very good money with a very tiny list if you know what you're doing. So today I'm going to be going over 11 steps on how to monetize an email list the most and make the most money even when you have, not that many subscribers to an email list. Okay, so let's get started. Step one is you want to collect zero-party data for the email segment. What that basically means is as soon as somebody joins your list, you send them an email, and then you provide 3 links, such as, for example, if you're in the traffic niche, I suck at getting traffic. I can't convert the traffic. Or 3, I'm brand new. I don't know what I'm doing. And then you could tailor the newsletter to what people click on to help that person in need. So it's more tailored. It's more, how should I say this, targeted, right? It's not a one size fits all. And that way, if you know what they're struggling with, you can kind of tailor the messages to them. So it's really a great idea. Okay. Right. Number 2 is you want to practice optimizing email welcome sequence for trust. And this is a really great idea. And what this basically means is also after that, and when you first start the email sequence, is you can send a few emails just introducing yourself and how you got started and what your problems were and how you overcame them. This kind of builds trust, builds rapport, so they get to know you. And this could be another great idea. And be a little vulnerable, give value. And then eventually later on you could do a soft pitch on maybe a product that really helped you or something like this. And then later on, which is what a lot of people don't talk about, is entertainment, okay? Because with AI, everybody has information at their fingertips. So what really helps is entertainment. And some of the best copywriters out there with email, they break all the rules and they still do great because they're so entertaining. They can get away with so much stuff. So it really is a secret sauce that AI, it can help a little bit, but it can't compete with that entertainment part, which is, and if you want to, so the $1 million question is, how do you make your emails entertaining and not boring? Because if they're boring, nobody's going to click on it. They're just going to go, if it sounds like a pitch, people are going to go, nah, I'm out, So that really is the secret sauce, okay? And to do that, I've actually have the whole cheat sheet on different ideas on how to make your emails entertainment. And again, I'll put this whole post with all these resources and cheat sheets in the description, as well as the first comment down below. So it's very easy for you guys to find. You can click on it, you can check it out. And I'm giving it away, these cheat sheets, okay? So that really is the secret sauce. All right. So next up is a bridge page. So when you do promote affiliate products, and if you don't know what that is, it's where if you mention a product and somebody purchases something, you get paid, okay? So you don't have to make the product. It's very easy. You don't have to deal with shipping or even customer service and stuff. But instead of just sending them a link to an affiliate product like Amazon, for example, you could send them to a bridge page, and then the bridge page is maybe why you're recommending it. You can explain a little bit more. You can have bonuses to it, right? And that way you can make an evergreen product more limited, and that can boost your conversion rate, okay? Especially with email, if you know what you're doing too, is you can actually boost your conversion rate as well. Because there's a whole thing about the rule of 7, where some people, not everybody, they have to look at something 7 times before they buy it. So with email, it really can enable you to boost your conversion rate. Okay, it's called a bridge page. And what's also really cool, you're like, okay, where do I get these bonuses? Well, there's something that's called private label rights. These are products that you can get, and they're yours. You can give them away as bonuses. You could charge for them. You could use them for a landing page. There's a lot of uses for these products, and you can obviously alter them as well, and then create countdown timers for your bridge page and everything like that as well to kind of really improve conversion. So that's another great idea on how you can make more money with a tiny, tiny list. Okay. Next up is a tripwire. So basically what that is like, it's like this. There's two types of people. There's people that join your list that are just looking, they're looking, right? And there's also people who have purchased from you. It's called the buyer list. Very, very long time ago, we used to contact people with the phone, and there's two types of leads. There's response leads, and there was buyer leads. And the buyer leads was the most potent ones, the most powerful. It's like, here's an example. I mean, if you're going to sell shoes, what would you want? Somebody who purchases lots of shoes? Because there's a habit of doing that, right? Or somebody who just, looks at shoes or whatever, right? You get my point. So it's psychological. So what a tripwire does, as soon as somebody enters your list, you have a very offer that's very low ticket, okay? And again, these PLR products are great because you can, sell for like $1 or something, or even more if you want. And because somebody made that commitment of purchasing that one item, that lead on your list is more valuable. It's more easier for them to buy from you because they've done it before as well. It's like a psychological thing. Okay. And another really cool thing about the tripwire is if you're advanced, is if you do paid ads, and that tripwire can pay for your ad spend, your whole funnel is free. Okay, it's another really advanced thing as well. Plus, the tripwire helps you focus on revenue too from the start, not just stuff. And also can help your brand too. So if your tripwire is very, very good, it's a low ticket item, you can make it very, a lot of value in it as well. People are like, oh, well, he's got some good stuff. Maybe the higher end products are also valuable. So it kind of helps you. That's another great way to make more money. All right, next one is micro sponsorship for small creators. It's kind of like an influencer that shouts you out on your campaign. And these shout outs are way more powerful than, paid ads from cold traffic that don't know who you are. Back in the days, we used to call these JV ventures kind of in a way. And if you want to advertise on an email newsletter, back in the days, we used to call these solo ads as well. But the problem is finding people that want to do this. And basically, it's like a one-time shout out. Okay, and you could do like a value swap, like, hey, you got an email list. So here's an idea. You want to look for people who serve the same customer, but sell a different solution, and then you make a deal with them, like, hey, I'll shout out your newsletter, you shout out my newsletter, we both win, right? And the customer wins. So you guys both advertise each other's newsletters. Now, ideally, your newsletter should be the same size, 20% or 20% lower, higher or lower than yours is good, stuff like that. That's a great way to grow a list faster, okay, even if you're kind of small as well. And, later on, I'll go over how to find people like that as well. All right. Anyway, step 6 is high ticket expertise service, okay? So in the whole email newsletter, ideally you want in the very beginning, the report or whatever, low ticket items, right? Freebies. Middle is more residual income, a little bit more higher ticket items. And the end, they call it deep sales, where they're more higher ticket items, okay? And you only got to sell a few of those to really make some great money. So here's some ideas on that is, coaching is one idea, like a one-on-one strategy audits, because they kind of know you, right? And you can kind of, offer that as well. But what you want to be careful about is burning out, and because you may disagree with me on this, but your time is more valuable than money. I honestly do believe that. Time is very valuable. So a better idea than the coaching is, what I like to do is, if you're automatically selling things like, say, digital products, you bundle that into one package. And obviously, you sell it for a little bit, tiny bit more. Sure, you might make a little bit less on the coaching side, but, again, you save a lot of time. And again, those private label rights products I was talking about earlier are fantastic for that, because they give you so many things you can kind of bundle it well, and as well you can add to it as well. and you can kind of sell it for a higher amount. Okay, so that's that. Okay, and again, you don't have to sell too many of them to make money, right? Like how many $20 affiliate products do you have to sell to make $500? 25, right? Selling something one time for $500, boom, easier. Next up is a digital tip jar. This is something else you can add to your list as well. Some people feel guilty consuming your content, and they want to kind of give back, or even if they're just looking, they're not buying anything, right? Well, what you could do is you can offer a tip jar. Now, a couple of things you want to avoid is don't sound desperate. Please help me. I'm starving. Something like, hey, if you found this kind of helpful, you want to support my coffee habits, here it is. And it's not going to replace your overall revenue, just like a little bonus. But it can pay for your hosting and stuff. And you want to make it simple, just a one-click type of thing. Make it super easier. And there's a platform I'll link to. And you don't even have to pay for anything. It's completely free until you actually make money. And then I think they charge you like 5% or something like that, which is not bad at all. And they set it all up for you. And also in email, it's good to do this like on the PS section, right? So you send your email and then at PS, hey, if you found this helpful and you want to support my coffee habits, you could drop a tip in the tip jar. Boom, link. There you go. You make a little bit extra cash, right? From somebody who maybe not want to buy anything, right? You never know. It's a little bit extra cash in your pocket. All right. Next, what is a paid 5-day email challenge mini course, okay? It's like sending someone a series of emails, just 5 or 7. Don't make it too long, right? People's attention spans are short nowadays, right? But the goal is to take the reader from a problem to result in that time, okay? And then you would ask for a payment up front. And that whole coffee thing that I talked about earlier, you can do that as well with this. So it's really cool. And, all right, so they're not paying for information. What they're paying for is for you to tell them exactly what to do, and it's structured from step 1 to 7. And ideally, you want them to have a real-world result, right? But the cool thing is there's no tech friction. There's no passwords or usernames. It's very easy and simple. And you set up through email. But the thing is, you want them to have some type of tangible benefit, so they feel like they got their money's worth. So a great example would be like, hey, in 5 steps or 7 steps, I'll walk you through exactly how to set up your first landing page. Boom, make it very simple and easy. Bam, there you go. There's a finish line. That's an example, but it could be anything. All right. Next up is cross promotions. Okay. This is a really cool idea that you can boost your revenue on a small email newsletter, okay? How this works is this. Is like someone signs up for your email newsletter, right? And they go, well, you're interested in these topics, right? And then you recommend a few other newsletters. But then you get paid for just recommending them, okay? And it's like $1 to $5. This is called CPA marketing. And I really like this because cost per acquisition, I think it's called, is you don't have to sell anything. If they just sign up for more information, you get paid. They don't have to reach for their wallet. They also do it through downloads as well. Like if somebody downloads like a free video game, you can actually get paid. And some of them are pretty high amount of money. So I try to do that as much as I can. But some of these outfits are kind of hard to get into as well. This is why having an email newsletter is great, because it helps you, opens the doors to so many opportunities out there. Okay. I think Max Bounty is the best one, but you have to take it like a phone interview to do it. And even after getting accepted, I've applied to a lot of these programs that all have to be sold by Max Bounty. So I get rejected a lot, but some of them I do. So it's like they're kind of stingy in a lot of ways. But I mean, some of them are amazing. I mean, you can make insane money, but just for people want more information. So it's highly recommended. Anyways, okay. What was I going on? I'm rambling. Yeah. Oh, and you can also pay other creators too as well. Just want to make sure that your email is profitable. So if somebody recommends you and you get that lead, you can pay somebody $1 to $5 as well. Okay. All right. Premium paid newsletter without burning out. Okay, this is kind of similar to step 6, but instead of coaching, it's content. It's this kind of like a Substack. I don't know if you're familiar with that, where you can actually charge for your newsletter. The thing is, generally only 1 or 2% of people will upgrade. So you want to wait till you have like 500,000 people, subscribers on your list. And it could be something like this, like full access, like hidden pages on your site, like with all your cheat sheets and guides and ebooks, something like that. Deep case studies, questions and answers, like a monthly thing, like one time, 30-minute Zoom call, answer some questions or whatever, or do it through email, which is even better and easier. Hey, once a month I'll, get everybody together and answer your email or your questions. And, reply to their emails, like, direct access to yourself or something like this, and you could charge for that. That's another stuff. But again, you just want to be careful not to burn out, okay, with all this stuff. And also remember, if somebody does sign up, if it's like a monthly thing, you want to send them like a welcome sequence so they get something as soon as they pay. They don't have to wait for your monthly thing or something. All right. Next up is affiliate swaps, okay? And this is kind of similar. Instead of the one-time shout-out, this is an ongoing thing, okay? Like I mentioned back in the days, we call these JV ventures. And, like, if I have a newsletter and you have a newsletter, you could be like, well, I'll recommend your newsletter continuously, and you do the same for me, so we both grow. Same thing than a step earlier I talked about, but it's an ongoing thing as well. And another idea is you could put this in the PS section, a low pressure way to recommend another newsletter, right? And have somebody else recommend your newsletter. So this fair, a good rule of thumb is find a partner that is 20% larger or smaller of a list than yours. And the problem is finding people like that. And there's a couple resources that I'll put in this post where you can click on. There's a whole bunch of people that you can go through, and there's like a directories of email lists, and so you can contact them. And there's other ideas as well, like through Pinterest and through Facebook groups that they're dedicated to newsletters as well. And you can find people to partner with. Okay, so there's just some ideas that you can make money with a small gift, email newsletter. But the important thing is you want your people to open your newsletters. And that's the challenging part nowadays, because everybody, they don't have attention, right? So I created a whole cheat sheet on ways to make your emails so entertaining, okay? So that it'll help your emails get open, because that's the first step. If nobody's opening the email, it doesn't matter what the content is. It's like this video. That's why hooks are so important. Without the hook, this whole video doesn't mean nothing if people don't click on it. It's the same thing with email. So that's most of the battle is just the title. It's like 70% of the battle. And then from there, the first couple sentences is make or break. If you can't get them in that couple sentences, it's out. So it's hugely important. And again, I'll resource this whole post with all these, links and stuff. I'll put it down in the description. You can click on it. You can check it out. I'll put it in the first comment as well. So I hope this might have been at least a little bit helpful to you guys. And, I've been into internet marketing for way over 15 years. And some of the best copywriters out there, they make so much money with email. They don't even, and what's so cool about email, guys and girls, is it bypasses the algorithms, which change, and you own the traffic. There's people out there that they're building businesses on TikTok Shop. And I went to a training, right? And this lady, she was on the verge of losing her entire TikTok Shop because of violations, So email is just a great backup strategy. And why not? And what's so cool nowadays is a lot of these autoresponders, like I mentioned, are free. Back in the days, there's no competition, I guess, because of Substack. They have to bring the prices down. So they're all free for us, which is so amazing. So whatever platform you use, it's just such a great thing to have an email. And honestly, I'm not sure if there's a business strategy that would not improve with a list. I honestly, it'll help you. Why not? Even if you just email somebody, a couple times a month, it comes in handy, especially during the holidays. If you're I'm rambling now, but on Reddit, I had to set up Reddit, and I was talking to these people that on Etsy, and I was saying, well, during the holidays, it'd be so great, if you had an email list, then you can. But anyways, I'm rambling. I'll stop now. I hope this video might have been helpful, and you have a wonderful rest of your day. You take care. Bye.